One of the primary challenges faced by developing countries is the ballooning population in cities. In the Philippines, 49% of the population resides in cities. This figure is expected to increase to 77% by the year 2030. And if the statistics don't change, it is expected to reach 84% by the year 2050. According to 2011 data from the National Housing Authority, majority of these residents are informal settlers. Because of huge populations, a number of our cities are faced with difficulties in responding to the needs of their citizens, especially the needs on safety and security from disasters and crimes. While the effects of this inability is felt by the whole community, it can be said that these can be felt the most by the women, children, and the youth. To help countries in responding to these challenges, the UNICEF, UN Habitat, and UN Women, along with a number of cities, banded together for the Safe and Friendly Cities for All program. The initiative is aimed at helping local governments, groups of women, youth, and children's advocates develop strategies to raise the level of safety and security in communities, strengthen efforts to combat crime, and reduce vulnerabilities faced by women, children, and the youth. The Philippines is fortunate to be one of the countries included in this program. And to expand the benefits of the initiative in our cities, UNICEF worked with the local government academy to develop instruments or tools that can be used to determine the level of safety and security in barangays or communities, and identify programs and services that need to be implemented to respond to the safety and security needs of the communities, using the perspective of the vulnerable groups, the women, children, and the youth. Through the collaboration of LGA with UNICEF, UN Habitat, UN Women, and various national government agencies, academic institutions, and non-governmental institutions, the safety and security scan tools were developed. These tools are comprised of the following. First, the Safety and Security Survey. Second, the Participatory Safety and Security Audit. And third, the Focus Group Discussion. The Safety and Security Survey aims to determine the level of psychosocial, economic, and environmental vulnerabilities affecting the safety and security of women, children, and the youth. Through the survey, various data will be collected, such as data on barangay services accessed, cases of abuse within and outside of homes, as well as disasters experienced by the community. The Safety and Security Survey is done by administering survey forms to households. The Participatory Safety and Security Audit aims to determine the views or perception of the women, children, and youth on their safety and security in public places in their community. Among those examined in the audit are the availability of facilities like evacuation areas, health centers, barangay hall, barangay outposts, and services given to ensure the safety and security of constituents. Through the audit, places that are prone to flooding and fires are identified. The Participatory Safety and Security Audit is done by a group of women, children, and youth representatives by walking through the primary roads in their community. The walk is done twice, first in the morning and second at night. The observations and data collected by the group will be plotted on a map of their route. The Focus Group Discussion Guide, or FGD, aims to identify the safety and security concerns of women, children, and the youth. Through discussions, the representatives of the vulnerable groups are able to share their safety and security experiences within and outside of their homes. The origins of the community is also discussed, along with important events or incidences like fires, flooding, and crimes. These pieces of information are plotted on a historical timeline. Aside from the use of the safety and security scan tools, secondary data from the barangay and city governments are also collected to support those generated by the tools. The results of the safety and security assessment can be used by barangays to identify the appropriate strategies to be employed to respond to the safety and security concerns of women, children, and youth in their communities. It will also allow the identification of specific action steps that can be undertaken by families and the barangay to improve the level of safety and security. The barangay can also use the results of the assessment to identify additional programs that may be implemented by the city government to complement their initiatives. With the use of the safety and security scan tools, barangays as well as cities will have enough basis to identify and implement appropriate programs, projects, and services that would elevate the level of safety and security for women, children, youth, and the whole community. With the government and the community working hand in hand, citizens will live with dignity and say, "My city, my safety, my pride."